Hear this. I took some polymer clay, mashed it up, thought I was making something cool. Turns out to be, looks like acorns, not by design, but just happened out that way. And hardened it up like it said to do in the oven. Now this is on my lathe. And I've started to spin it down, just like an acrylic blank. And let's see what happens. So I've been turning this on my lathe now. I've turned it down to the bushings about. Turn it off and let's see what it did. It turned down pretty nice. So I'm gonna bring the other one down to the bushings, and then we'll go to the sandpaper mode and see what happens. So now I've taken it down to the bushings, and I went back and hit the other one up a little bit more. And let's see what it looks like together. It looks like any other pen blank acrylic type. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this headstock out of the way, or tailstock, or whatever you call the thing. Rest. Yeah, that's it. The rest. And we're going to move to these sanding pads. And since it was cold out here, I didn't want it to oh, I got water in the bucket there. And I'm going to go through and sand these things down. I'll be right back. Okay, so at this point, I've gone through those levels of sanding, which are equivalent to those colors there, down to 12,000. And this is what it looks like, and I'm turning it off now. Boy, that came out nice. There's a see if I can sharpen it up some for you. There you go. Got one little spot right there, but it's so smooth. Got a blimp on the back, I feel, right there. That's a bubble I'm not going to be able to do anything with. But now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw some of my ultra shine on there and give it a whack. And then I'll take it apart and I'll come back in a second. Alright, I just did the ultra shine, and out of all the blanks I've ever done, this one picked up that ultra shine like nobody's business. So it's already got a nice glow on it now. Next thing I'm going to do is chuck up my buffing wheel there, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, I got the buffing wheel on now, and I've run the blue glaze on it. And next thing I do is I put my blank on the end of a paint stick so I can hold it, and I will go across this, do it all the way around, and then I'll buff it out and I'll show you. Alright, now I've just buffed the one on the right. I don't know if you can tell how I don't think so. Never comes out good on video. I got my blanks, and I went and found a pen kit. This is my pen kit. It's got a mechanism inside that puts the ink in and out. It's got a tip, a couple end pieces in the middle ferrule. Got my blanks there. Got my pen there. And I got my press, never leave home without it kind of thing. And I'll try to set this up so you can see it in action. Alright, what we do is we'll pick a blank that has the, you see that? Yeah, okay. Pick an end that has the cleanest look for the end, and in this scenario I'm going to pick this one, and all we do is we put this in here. Whoa! Let's set this thing back up. We set this up. Slide it back some until it's going to work for us. And then we lock it down good and tight and jam them together. Alright, then we push this guy out a little bit further. We'll come back with our center section. It goes inside. And although it's got a spot on here about how far it's supposed to go in, I like to stop short of it, put my pen ink in, and turn it and see where it goes. Alright, so I know about how far more I need to go. Because I've had the problem before when it retracts, it's still outside the actual point, and that's not good if it's in somebody's pocket. It just doesn't look like a good, solid, complete pen either. So I am running this thing in slowly. And another reason I do that is because on occasion, when I'm sanding this or barrel trimming it, when I'm sanding the acrylic flat to the tube, on occasion I actually grind into the tube some. So if I ran this indent into the back of the pen where it's supposed to be, it'll be too short. The actual barrel will be too short and the pen will stick out, because the length of the tube is not in the calculation when they design it like that. So, right now, it looks like I can go another teeny tiny bit. Alright, that might be it. Alright, so the pin's retracted, it's inside. It's out now. That's a good writing length. I'm going to make sure that the edge of this doesn't drag on the pen when you're writing, or you don't want it dragging on the desk or, you know, scraping the paper up, because turns out some of them do if you don't make them right. Alright, so at this point we make sure we're still recording. Yep, alright. We take the center ring and slide it on, and we're done with that section. Alright, then we come back here and we take this the end clip. Make sure we set this thing about the distance we need it. Now is a little bit of a luxury. If you find any blemishes on the ends of these tubes where you might not have done it just right, you can take this pin clip and cover it up. So, or what you're really looking for is someplace in the pattern you can live with covering. Now, when I was turning it, I remember I came across a little blimp that I didn't like, that I have no way of fixing because it's actually an air bubble in the clay itself. So I'm going to line up my paper clip to cover that, because I can. I prefer that to be covered than to be out and visible. What I'm going to do is I'll run it in just to get it started, and then I'm going to make sure that I'm holding my hand where I want to cover that blemish up. Paste it together. Now at this point, this guy's not going to turn very easily. Alright, so we're pushed together good and tight. Got the back side of our pen. We line it up the front side of our pen, and we push it together. And that is a really cool looking pen. I'm not just saying that. That, my friend, is pretty darn cool. I think it looks either like an acorn or sugar acorns you get at Halloween. In any case, thanks for watching. I'm going to piece this together into a nice movie. And have a good day.